Your Honor, here we are represent the case of Road and Traffic Authority, New South Wales versus Philip Dederer. We are taking the side as a defendant. My name is Atandrapal Singh, and my student ID is MSI 3002, and these are my colleagues.
My name is Maninder Pal Singh and my student ID is DY3220.
My name is Amol Sasgodra and my student ID is AZZ3047.
My name is Giriraj Godasra and my student ID is SP3242.
Now we are discussing about the case. In establishing this case for the defendant as a Road Traffic Authority of New South Wales, the Philip Dederer died from the bridge, Wollumba Bridge in New South Wales in December 1998. Because of this, he got serious injury and he got paralyzed. Then he filed a case against New South Wales Road Traffic Authority of New South Wales in August 2007. In 2007, this case is about negligence and duty of care for Road and Traffic Authority of New South Wales, in which they were unable to prevent the people from the diving. So the fact of the case are discussing. The next facts of the case are discussed by my friend.
Hi, I'm here to discuss the facts about the case. In this, the plaintiff, Mr. Philip Dederer, who was 14 years of age at the time of the accident, he decided to dive off the Wollumba Bridge, and then his head struck a sandbar that was submerged inside the water, and he injured himself, got a spinal injury. There were various pictorial signs displayed by the RTA that said no diving. He still read the signs and chose to dive into the bridge. Chose to dive into the water. There, he had lived at that area his whole life and was aware of the surroundings. He'd often seen people jump off the bridge, but there was no injury before he got injured. And just one day before the accident, he decided to jump twice off the bridge, but his feet did not touch the ground. So on the day of the accident, he decided to change his mind and he decided to dive into the bridge, due to which his head struck a submerged sandbar and he occurred a spinal injury. The rest of the facts will be explained by my colleague. Thank you.
So as part of the arguments in favor of RTA, what happened actually, I would like to mention a few of the points. Great Lakes Shire Council officers and local police were not able to prevent the jumping. So what they did actually, they contacted RTA, and RTA put the pictorial sign to make people aware that this area is not safe to jump, and they put the pictorial sign like no diving or diving is prohibited. So, and also this incident was not reasonably foreseeable, as there was no incident has ever happened in the past. So they also made an excuse that RTA could construct a good road, but it's the people who owe a duty of care to drive safely on the road. And it was the same in this case as well, when there were already the signs from the RTA side to make people aware that no jumping or diving is prohibited. Still they jumped off, so it was their duty of care that they have to be safe. And also I would like to say, the RTA as a responsible person, they did whatever they were supposed to do. They had to make people aware, and they did actually, but the people didn't. The plaintiff, he owed a duty of care to keep himself safe, which he didn't actually. And my next part will be discussed by my next colleague.
After considering all the facts and argument, the judge of the High Court of the New South Wales, who is Dunford J, has realized that here is a negligence from the Road Transport Authority and the Great Lake of Council. They have a duty of care to prevent the people from the diving from the bridge. On here, the judge has realized, the judge has put the fine of 840,000 Australian dollars, and where he also fined the 25% contribution negligence from the plaintiff, because the Mr. Dederer, who is the plaintiff, who has seen that the picture report, who is saying the prevent of the driving, and still he ignore and he make a dive from there. So 25% of the contribution margin, contribution negligence from the plaintiff, and judge has decided to 80% of the fine will be paid by the RTA and 20% of the fine will be paid by the council, because the reasons for that, the RTA has have to put a bigger signboard, and as well as also prevent the railing on the bridge, which is a duty of care for the RTA, and that was the case we are discussing. Thank you for that.